Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, everybody.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Danva Pranam.
Hare Krishna
Prabhuji, Danvat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Danvat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, let us continue. Etani asamhatya yada mahat adini saptavai kala karma gunopeto jagat adir upavishat etani asamhatya yada mahat adini saptavai kala karma gunopeto jagadadir upavishat.
Kala karma gunapeto jagadadi upavishat etani asamatya mahatadini saptave jagadadi upavishat etani asamatya yada matadani saptavai kala karma gunapeto etani asamatya yada etani asamatya yada mahadadini saptavai kala karma gunapeto jagadadi upavishat
Etani asamatya yada mahat adini saptavai
kala karma gunapeto
Etani, these, asamhatya, being unmixed, yada, when, mahat adini, the mahat tattva, false ego, and the 5 gross elements, sapta, altogether 7. Why? In fact, kala, time, karma, work, guna, and the 3 modes of material nature. Upayitaha, accompanied by Jagat Adihi, origin of creation. Upavishat, enter. When all these elements were unmixed, the Supreme Personality, God of the origin of creation, along with time, work and quality, the modes of material nature, entered into the universe as total material energy in 7 divisions. when all these elements were unmixed, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the origin of creation, along with time, work, and the quality of the modes of mental nature, entered into the universe with the total mental energy in 7 divisions. Yes, Neeraja Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. After stating the generation of the causes, Kapiladeva speaks about the generation of the effects. At that time, when the causes were unmixed, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in his feature of Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, entered within each universe. Accompanying him were all of the 7 primary elements of 5 material elements, the total energy, Mahat Tattva, and the false ego. This entrance of the Supreme Personality of Godhead involves his entering even the atoms of the material world. This is confirmed in the Brahma Samhita 5.35. Andantara sta paramanu chayantara stham. He is not only within the universe, but within the atoms also. He is within the heart of every living entity. Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, entered into everything. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurumilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namini. Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshaya Shunyavadi Pashat Deshatarine. Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Etanya samhatya yada mahat adini saptavai kala karma gunopeto jagat adir upavisha. And all these elements are unmixed of Supreme Personality, God of the origin of creation, along with time, work, and the quality of the modes of mental nature, entered into the universe with the total mental energy in 7 divisions. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, is the audio clear? Please type in the chat. Hare Krishna, is the audio is clear?
Yes, Prabhuji, chat is disabled.
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Chat is disabled.
Good, good.
Clear, Prabhuji.
You could have raised hand. Something was available. Okay. So now we have situation. This is the analysis of creation by Kapila Sankhya. We saw there was, compared to the modern cosmology and the Vedic cosmology, we saw there was difference in the elements. We do not know the element of ether in modern science. And we do not know the subtle existence of the forms We do not know the subtle existence of the tanmatras, the objects of the senses. Even the senses, everything is subtle. So we do not know. So there was a difference in our analysis. And this whole analysis was based on how the soul perceives the world. Now, coming now to the next portion, even though these different elements are there, the 24 elements are discussed in the Sankhya philosophy, nothing can manifest without the presence of the Lord. Sthavara jangama deke deke na tara murti sarvatra hoy ishta deva spurti. When a devotee sees anything, he does not see that thing. What he actually understands is the relation that thing has to Krishna first. Devotee should not see anything independent of his relationship to Krishna. Then you are immediately peaceful. Because he understands that everything, there is a control of Krishna. These are the last words of Srila Prabhupada. Everything is moving by the will of Krishna. This is Krishna consciousness. And when we stop seeing that, that is because of Maya. If you think something is happening in this world, any event, if you think some mental energy exists without connection to Krishna, if you think anything happens in this world without connection to Krishna, know it to be the influence of a Maya. This is from the Chatushloki. Know it. That's the influence of Maya. Krishna Sambandha. Hari Sambandhi Vastunaha. The devotee means he knows to connect everything to Krishna. Any event, any anxiety, any sound, everything that we are seeing in that object connection to Krishna. That is Krishna consciousness. But we do not see the connection to Krishna, that is because of Maya. Kevala Ananda Kanda. And if you can connect everything to Krishna, Vishram Purna Sukhayate. This word is Vaikuntha. There is no difference between material world and the spiritual world. In that sense, there is no difference between matter and spirit only. Matter is matter because you don't connect it to Krishna. At the end, everything is coming from the Lord. But you are failed to connect. So, how much you can connect things to Krishna, that means how much you can convert things to Krishna consciousness. Hey, Lana Doshivara, please. What is there is there. How much you can connect things to Krishna means how much you can convert mental energy to Krishna consciousness. Just like at a certain level of opulence, we go mad. We have 1 crore with us, $1 million in our account, we are peaceful. We have $100 million, we go crazy. So a certain level of even responsibility, certain level of wealth, we go crazy. Because we develop ahankara, we develop pride, and we are not able to connect it to Krishna. Even Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra is to how much they can convert responsibility to Krishna consciousness. Shudra cannot do anything. So no responsibility. He has to just work on a job. Shudra means take a job. Then Vaishya, yes, he is able to do something. He can have workers, he can have responsibility, but still think about Krishna. Kshatriya, yes, he can rule a kingdom, much more, but he still thinks about Krishna. Brahmana, the kings are at his lotus feet, still he can think everything about Krishna. Oh my God, most beautiful. So, Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe Yukta Viragya Uchyate. When Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada first time in India sat on a car, big car, to go out for preaching, He used to meet the different small princely kings. He used to meet the Britishers. So at that time, many people, could not understand what is all this. They just could not understand this. How this can happen. How we are able to connect to Krishna. The sannyasi is walking in opulence. How it can be connected to Krishna. And if he has to meet a particular personality, he's ready. But people could not understand. But he could understand. It can be. The Goswamis gave the principle 500 years ago. But to put that into practical application was the work of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Bhaktivinoda Prabhupada. The foundation was already there. The principle was already there. But as these facilities came, having a printing press, and to use it for spreading Krishna consciousness, so they could connect. Yes, nothing wrong with the printing press, but in this way, you're going to print about Krishna consciousness. We see that in schools and colleges, the children get mobile. What do they tell the parents? We need how to keep contact with the parents. Then we say, give us laptop. Why do you need laptop? Parents say, no, our studies. What do you know, Papa? We have for studies, we need this, Anna. And then how many are able to utilize it for their studies? Practically 0%. Anna? 100% time, the devices are misused. True? So similarly, we also get facilities, responsibilities, opportunities. But are we able to offer it to Krishna? So therefore, in the creation, unless Krishna enters everything, it will not. That's a fact. The whole universe was just like an egg, dead egg after creation. But it could only be put into action when Garbhodakshay Vishnu entered into the universe. When Shirodakshay Vishnu entered every atom, then only it could be put into action. Without Krishna, nothing can move. Without Krishna, we cannot eat, we cannot breathe, we cannot even think. So much we are helplessly dependent. And that's a fact. You cannot eat, you cannot breathe, you cannot think. Can you imagine? You cannot walk. You cannot move. You cannot live without Krishna. This is the kind of care we are getting. That's why once Srila Prabhupada saw that in some country, an ad where in the hand somebody is holding a small child, they make it a small child. And so Prabhupada said, this is how Krishna is taking care. But we cannot see it. Pure devotee sees it. Pure devotee sees it, and he goes to unlimited ecstasy. He goes into intense gratitude. Just like Queen Kunti is on the end of the offering prayers, he says, Vishan Mahagne, my Lord, you saved us from the poison, you saved us from. Actually, Krishna was not there physically when Bhima was saved from the poison. When the house was burned, Krishna was not there physically there. Correct? You saved us from everything. Queen Kunti says, my Lord, thank you so much. Thank you so much. He was there in the Mahabharata war, but so many places physically not visible at that moment. Even Draupadi, you say, Asat Sabhayam, physically was not visible. True. But she says, my Lord, you saved us. Because she knows nothing moves without the will of Krishna. Now, when we are developing, sometimes we see we develop anxiety. We develop tension. Correct? And worst, the Maya, sense gratification thing, start harassing us. Any disturbance, be clear, it is Maya. And it is coming because I failed to connect the situation to Krishna. True? And the great devotees showed, like Prahlad Maharaj, Pandavas, their situation was very difficult, very intense, but they were very, very peaceful, extremely peaceful. Srila Prabhupada is sitting in Vrindavan, there is nothing. He has nothing. No supporter, no movement. True. He was in America alone, all alone. And he had not seen in life such kind of cold and old age. In a young age, we can take more austerities. As you grow old, it becomes difficult. The body can't take the load. But he was very peaceful. You see, he landed in America. He recorded the introduction of Bhagavad Gita. Now, if I have to record an introduction of the Bhagavad Gita, I at least need 4 or 5 years. To write is not easy. You'll have to plan so much time, Tell anybody, give me a summary of the Bhagavad Gita. Give me some 1 month time. Okay, I'll have to think what this chapter, what to coming out extempore from the heart of his heart. But one thing that is separate, his genius. But what is he more interesting? Very, very interesting. There is no anxiety. There is no movement. There are no followers. He's in a foreign country. He's in a difficult situation. India, at least he knows somebody. He knows nobody here. He's sitting in New York, totally helpless externally, but it's so peaceful. How can a person apply the? I will not be able to apply my intelligence because he can connect it to Krishna. There was once that Srila Prabhupada wanted in Calcutta to purchase a huge house, and something happened. Things got messed up. We lost the bid, and somebody else took it. Some mistake. Somebody broke the trust and leaked the deal ISKCON gave. And some other private organization gave just little more and took the deal. And Prabhupada wanted in his own birth city, capital city of Bengal, which is very important for Krishna consciousness. We lost a beautiful, huge place. It happened. The devotees are very sad. Prabhupada, very sad. Prabhupada said, no, Krishna did not sanction it. It's very peaceful. Very, very peaceful. True? But can we take it like that? We try something, we want something, and we don't get it, we get so desperate, so disturbed. No. Krishna did not sanction. What can be done? He can see the will of Krishna. 3 books are ready. It's the will of Krishna now. I go to America. It's the time. It's the time now. 70 years. Now it's the time. Let me go. He's seeing will of Krishna at every situation. When he is leaving the body, he was so peaceful. He's instructing devotees. He's understanding it's a Krishna's will now. I have to leave the body. It's very peaceful. And when people cannot understand Krishna's will, they become very sad. They start questioning Krishna. My Lord, you did this. Why did you do this to me? So anything in this world cannot move without Krishna. Therefore, we have Srila Prabhupada has given this beautiful movement, and that is called Krishna consciousness. Everything is moving by the will of Krishna. That is Krishna consciousness. We can make so many plans, we can make so many things. Because the first thing, therefore, has to be that we stay protected in Krishna consciousness. There was once one devotee, I remember he approached his guru. He says, Gurudev, nowadays I'm not able to chant my rounds. He looked at him, said, the Maya will gobble you now. So if the rounds are in place, if sadhanas are in place, if the devotion service is in place, then even if we are in Maya, we'll come out of Maya. But if these fundamentals are not in place, then it's very difficult to pull ourselves out. And come to the situation. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada used to say, if you do not follow regulative principles, you cannot chant, then I cannot give you protection. It's a very big statement. I cannot give you protection. Then we are lost. The external world, in the material world, tamasha is going on. We become famous, we become infamous. It's all meaningless. Death is coming, sir. First thing is that suppose I do not follow. Suppose somebody doesn't chant his round. Suppose somebody doesn't follow regulative principles. Yes, nobody will come to know. Guru will not come to know. Krishna will not come to know. You're not having a CCTV recording, correct? Nobody will come to know. I can do anything I want. Yeah. The first thing will be, because there is offense already to the Guru, we will lose the sweet pleasure of Krishna consciousness in the heart, and that cannot be imitated. Only when there is a sincere effort, beginning with the fundamentals to satisfy the Guru, there is a genuine joy of Krishna consciousness in the heart. Correct? Once we have neglected that, that joy has gone. And then at the end, you cannot cheat Krishna. You can cheat everybody. You cannot hide anything from Krishna. Krishna is seeing. Somebody told Srila Prabhupada, what if somebody is falling down? Prabhupada says, falling down means falling down to the material world. He's not going back to God. Just like a flight. You're taking a flight and you open the door and jump out. That's your mistake. Nobody told you to do that. Correct? You cannot say, I was just curious. Somebody said recently. He opened the doors up. Then people shouted at him. Why did you do that? And I was just, by mistake it happened. I'm sorry. So we should be very careful. Because as we chant Hare Krishna and as we practice the process of Krishna consciousness, we are going to Krishna's lotus feet. And we can feel the protection and the love of Krishna, those who practice. But somebody is not practicing is like opening the door and jumping out into the material existence. And then it is going to be very difficult, very, very difficult. So in the different situations that we see, just like Queen Kunti, she could see Krishna in every situation of her life. She was so peaceful. We can see the Pandavas, so difficult position, Total attack on them. Imagine there is an attack. One person gets envious of you and start criticizing you, defaming you. You cannot handle it. Become very disturbed. They were not disturbed. Very peaceful. Very peaceful. Totally absorbed in Krishna consciousness. Even such a big, huge war, not a touch of disturbance. So total happiness of Krishna consciousness. If they were disturbed, means they're not able to see situation connected to Krishna. Correct? Not disturbed at all. Just imagine. You're on the chariot, Bhishma is in front of you, Dronacharya is in front of you. It's so peaceful. Krishna is there with me. He's so feeling so blessed. The same way, just like Krishna was standing with Arjuna, because Arjuna could, the reason is only he could connect everything to Krishna in the battlefield. Krishna was personally with him. So if you can't do this, what Arjuna was doing, Krishna will stand with you 24 hours. He was standing with Arjuna, no? Why? Was he partial? There were so many great people there. Nobody could match his Krishna consciousness. Krishna was personally with him. Just like Krishna was born to Vasudeva. Nobody can match the devotion of Vasudeva. Nobody can match. There is no partiality. He deserved that. And it shows by his life. I told the instance of Kamsa. When Kamsa, the last child, last but one child, seventh child. So Kamsa thought, oh, sorry, this is the last child. The Kamsa saw the girl, the eighth child, seventh was miscarriage. So the eighth child was exchanged and he got Durga. And he caught Durga as a girl and she was begging, Devaki was begging that please, it's a girl. The prophecy was a boy will be born, will kill you. It's a girl. Don't kill. And I promise you, I will give it as a, the wife of your son or something. Don't kill this child. But he didn't bear. He took the child and he was about to dash it on the ground and kill or on the wall. So cruel. Because he is not able to connect it to Krishna. We are also like that. We think we are not cruel like Kamsa. We are also cruel like Kamsa. If we see any threat, we also destroy that threat. As if we are great people. Everybody thinks they're great. In our life, when we see a threat, what we want to do? You want to destroy that threat. True? We have small Kamsa, the real Kamsa. Correct? We get very angry. Some situation, we want to destroy that threat. So now what happens is that the girl was not ordinary, it was Durga Devi. She went into the sky. And when she went into the sky, she scolded Kamsa. Why you are so cruel on your sister? Kamsa got a shock. It's a fact, it's a truth. He was so cruel at his sister, killing her children one after another. He's not knowing what he's doing, correct? He's seeing each child as a threat, like we are. And what we do when we see a threat, we get very angry at the threat and we destroy the threat. It was the same thing he was doing. He was the big Kamsa, we are small Kamsas. We are not able to see things connected to Krishna. There is no threat if you are connected everything to Krishna. Because nobody can harm you. Krishna's protection is there. For the normal people, the protection is by the laws of karma. For the devotees, there is additional protection by merciful hand of Krishna. Just like we're reading Chaitanya Charitamrita. When Chand Kazi wanted to break the Mridanga, Narasimhadev personally came in the dream. He said, I tear your chest to pieces. Narasimhadev is protecting. When they were going to stop the Sankirtana with the big beard, the beard got burned and they ran back. There's some energy protecting. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission is fully protected. So what are you scared of? Why you see there is a threat? Devotee is very peaceful. Correct? But that requires advanced Krishna consciousness. He knows there is protection. When we fail to understand there is protection, we start seeing everything a threat, every person a threat in your life. When you see there is Krishna's protection, you are very, very peaceful. The mind doesn't get disturbed, small things, very peaceful. So then what happened? And Kamsa, when the Durga Devi scolds him, the Kamsa now comes into the light. Is actually because he respects Durga. Generally, Danavas are always worshippers of Devi Devatas. He respects. And it's a fact what comes on his face. That why you are so cruel at your sister. The Kamsa gets shaken up totally. And now, look at the greatness of Vasudeva. He falls at the feet of his sister and brother-in-law and says, please pardon me, with tears. Momentary, he comes to gentleman. And just imagine if you are a father or mother, in front of you somebody has killed your child, butchered a child. You will never be able to forgive. And Kamsa did not do one time, he did 6 times. Look at their strength of mind and connecting everything to Krishna. They were not shaken up. They were felt bad, they were in pain, but they were still in Krishna consciousness. If we have little pain, first thing we lose is Krishna consciousness. Rest of the things come later. True? We get a little headache, first thing you forget Krishna, then rest of the things come later. Imagine this much pain and they're still in Krishna consciousness. Total Krishna. And they forgive Kamsa in a moment. This is called a greatness. Therefore, Vasudeva deserved to have Krishna as his son. Look at his character. Here somebody has killed his 6 children, one after another, in front of him, slaughtered those children. Look at the strength of the mind. I don't think anybody can take that. If I was there, I would have jumped before my next child is killed. You cannot see that as father and mother. Correct? Can you be able to see that? Just imagine any relative of yours is being killed. Can you stay there? And imagine it's going to happen again. You will better just jump before that because I cannot bear it. They bore it 6 times. Look at the strength of the mind. Because why? Just like Mahabharata war. Pandavas had a small army. And Kauravas had a huge army. They had the treasury. They were on the street. And they had Bhishma and Drona, for which Pandavas don't have a weapon. They cannot be fought. But still, when the Kauravas blew the conch shell, peaceful, very peaceful. This is a famous instance talk in the Bhagavad Gita at the beginning. And when the Pandavas blew the conch shell, the Kauravas were shaking. Why? Because Pandavas could see connection to Krishna in everything. Krishna is with us. There is nothing to worry. And the Kauravas had zero Krishna consciousness. And therefore, slight threat, whole legs were shaking. So as much arrangements you can make, unless you bring Krishna to your life, you cannot be peaceful. Most of the karmis, they're only making arrangements. And they think little more arrangement, I'll be peaceful. They never become peaceful. And yesterday we were reading Chaitanya Charitamrita. Rupa Goswami, one of the great acharyas, living in a thatched hut. What? Thatched hut. That is also great. Otherwise, he was Vrindavan, he was living below the tree only. When he came to meet Haridas, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was staying in Haridas Thakur Kuti. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu arranged for him some place to stay, below a tree, some good. So, thatched hut. So peaceful. But what is he great about? Advanced in Krishna consciousness. That is where we have to protect ourselves. And we have to stay in a company of devotees who can see everything connected to Krishna. They're always happy. They're always blissful. Somebody is sad. Somebody is anxiety, means he is in Maya. Now, what happens in life? Situations are not always peaceful. There will be some perturbance. Some waves will come. Correct? Somebody will speak something. Somebody will shout something. Some incidences will happen. And all these incidences, Krishna reminds us to practice to remain Krishna conscious. And when we have advanced in Krishna consciousness, provided we are following the process as given by the Acharya, even at the time of death, which is the biggest tragedy in material terms, the body is breaking down, excruciating pain, the mind is feeling pain because you're losing all your friends and relatives. In that situation of physical and mental trauma, you can meditate on the lotus feet of Krishna. So you have to practice. In little perturbation that is happening in our life, we cannot stay peaceful and see the will of Krishna. Then how at that moment of death? Because that's the biggest exam. The test at the moment of death is to remember Krishna. The rest of the things are secondary. Therefore, Prabhupada said, he gave an example. He said, don't take me to the hospital. Tamal Krishna Maharaj said, only two things I want. Prabhupada said, one thing, chant Hare Krishna. Second thing, don't take me to hospital. Correct? Prabhuji told me yesterday. Because why? He knows. There, he can remember Krishna. You're giving us an example. Anyway, he didn't like allopathy much. So if you can, in this way, practice remembrance to Krishna, struggle. Just like when you chant Hare Krishna, struggle. We have anxieties, japa time, it will again come in the mind. Struggle, no, Hare Krishna, Hare, struggle. And all the day doing devotion service, struggle to always know Krishna. Just like we go doing everything. Sometimes we have the Janmashtami festival. The last thing we remember is that we are doing it for Krishna. We are busy meeting so many people. Everything is going on. We forgot we did this festival for Krishna. By the way, he's there. Just like sometimes we are in some mall. So there is the music going in the background. And we are talking. So our kirtana, our japa is like the music on the background. But we are doing something else. So Krishna consciousness is not some kind of situation like that. Actually, we should sincerely be absorbed. And then as practice goes on, as struggle goes on, and as introspection goes on, with the small incidences, if you become scared, if you develop anxiety, Krishna has actually showed you. You can introspect. I forgot Krishna. I was in so much anxiety. Anxiety means you forgot Krishna. Tension means you forgot Krishna. Sadness means you forgot Krishna. You introspect. Then I understand that now what I can do, two things I can do. Either I can demote myself from this level of responsibility so that I can stay peaceful and happy. That's a very good proposal. But nobody likes that because we want to only get promoted till we fail. Everybody is promoted till he fails. Because he comes to a situation like in a government organization, you go promoted every year just by your seniority. Nobody sees your capability. And then finally you come to a situation which is beyond your capacity and you fail. So that's a famous joke. Everybody is promoted till he fails. So you do not do that. If you're introspective, you say, yes, I'm getting a responsibility, but can I see it as in Krishna conscious picture? And then you will always be peaceful. Okay? And you can maintain. Main thing we want is peace. If there is no peace, we run out of that situation. Correct? Anna? We exit that situation. But we can continue to be peaceful in any situation, provided we keep advancing in Krishna consciousness, and anything and everything we can offer for service to Krishna, for the pleasure of Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, everybody. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, धन्यवाद. Thank you Prabhuji, great Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam.
प्रभुजी तमाल कृष्ण महाराज ने कुछ एग्जाम हॉस्पिटल का कोई लेक्चर प्रभुजी है?
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat pranam.
Dandavat Prabhuji.
You can on
Prabhuji,
YouTube.
YouTube. Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Puja Vrinda Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So, to understand the purpose, explain now, it takes a long time for a devotee to mature, to understand. All these years, simply we were wasted our time in being anxious in this thing, sadness. That means really we have forgotten Krishna. So understood it very nicely. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
One lecture Prabhupada said that devotees need to chant for 5 hours and they are still.
So much noise. Hare Krishna. We'll close now. It's time now. Thank you everybody. It's very simple. Be happy. Once Prabhupada was taking class and he said, I order you to become happy. So be happy on the order of the Acharya. Okay, Krishna is in control, so there is no need of any anxiety. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.